Hello, everyone, and welcome to my review of Kengan Chapter 71. Now, there wasn't really a lot of action in this chapter, so I'm just going to go over some of the major things that happened in it. We, of course, did get the confirmation that Falcon did win this round, and Rihito has suffered some memory loss, likely due to a combination of the poison and the oxygen deprivation to his brain. Um, and we see that the response Falcon gets from the Purgatory fighters is kind of varied. You have normal congratulations, and then you have Dong Cheng being an asshole. So it seems that Dong Cheng is certainly the cheeky prick character on the Purgatory side. Um, and it's interesting that Naidan is telling Dong Cheng to watch it. It seems like he's not a big fan of insulting people, or at least maybe not big fan of insulting the winner or someone on their team. So just that little interaction was enough to make me more interested in him, just beyond him being Mongolian. I saw something, um, someone said, I think last week, about how the author guy does like a Russian wrestling style. I don't remember exactly what it was. And that they think that Naidan may do some kind of Mongolian wrestling. So those two would fight. That would be pretty interesting. But Julius is going up next, which was something I didn't expect. I had never really considered when Julius would go up. I couldn't really figure out what sort of place they would put him in the story narratively, because it was already kind of surprising to some people that Gao Lang went first. And I wasn't too shocked about Rahito going up second, because he kind of seems like a person that you would have go early up. He's not one of like the big heavy hitters like Oma or Agito, or even Wakatsuki, because Wakatsuki was going to go, and then Julius stepped in. And I'm very curious to see what exactly Julius has done over the 2 year time skip that's led him to believe that he is stronger than Wakatsuki now. And his entrance panel is mean. They give him a whole page and he doesn't fit in it. He's fucking massive. He is a mountain of meat. It's ridiculous. I'd be terrified of a paper cut if I were him with all those veins bulging out. Now, one of the most interesting parts of the chapter is Lolong saying that Julius is strong enough to defeat Kano Agito and Wakatsuki, which is nuts. Because I knew, like, we all know that Julius is ridiculous. Like, he's a monster. It's literally his name. He's a monster. He's a beast. He's superhuman. Like, to a ridiculous degree. On paper, he should probably be the strongest character in the series. But I had never considered him being at the level to be able to take on someone like the Fang, because the Fang is like top 3. And Wakatsuki is like top 4 or 5. So for Lolong to say that he's capable of beating both of them now is fucking crazy. And now, of course, to the surprise of literally nobody, he's going to be fighting Muto, the big Samoan guy. Or, we don't know, it's not like confirmed that he's Samoan, but pretty much everyone's been like, yeah, he's Samoan. So that's really not a shock. This is going to be a battle of the beasts, the muscle monsters. I think they literally say it's going to be a battle of the heavyweights. And I don't think really anyone else would be able to compete with these guys fairly under the rules of Purgatory, because it would be so easy for either of them to get literally anyone else in a ring out, just because of how huge they are. Like, if Julius got a hold on probably anyone, he'd be able to get him out of the ring. Same goes for Muto. Now, of course, we haven't really seen the capabilities of, like, any of the other Kengan fighters. We've got, like, teasing for Yumegahama, and that just him brushing Koga was enough to put him down on the ground. I just like smacking his liver a little bit was able to put him out of commission for a minute. So we don't know exactly how he's going to stack up, but we'll have to see where this goes. I, of course, think that Julius is going to win, because if you have Team Kengan lose 3 rounds in a row, everyone's going to be like, well, looks like they're just going to lose all their rounds now, unless they're just going to come and win, like, every single round at the end 7 in a row, which would be nuts. I also have no idea. It's very possible that Kengan will lose this tournament. I don't know if I've seen anyone discuss this, but you know how Omega is like the last letter in, I think, the Greek alphabet? I think Greek, or Latin, and it's oftentimes used to refer to, like, the last. You have the alpha and the omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. So this may be, like, in reference to this being the end of the Kengan Association, possibly? I don't know, unless it's been discussed somewhere else. Because, I mean, Kengan Ashura was named after Oma, of course, the Ashura. So what would this be named after? I don't know. Unless I missed something important, which is also a possibility. But moving on from that, because of course this is just the introduction chapter for round 3 and we don't get any fighting, we have Falcon challenging Kuroki, and of course we know how that goes. He gets taken down in an instant. One move from Kuroki. Now, it is interesting that we have gotten some character development from Falcon, how his match with Rahito, him having so much trouble with someone who was less powerful than him, led him to believe that he needs to step out of the realm of rationality in order to grow as a fighter. That's very interesting. I definitely think we're going to be seeing more from Falcon in the future. Unlike Kengan Ashura, it seems like the series will be continuing past this tournament. Because in case you've forgotten, Koga's the main character. I know, it was very easy to forget. Since he hasn't really done anything significant in about 20 chapters, maybe? So, obviously we're going to need time to see Koga do stuff after the tournament. So there's going to be stuff happening after that, and that will give us opportunities for people like Falcon and Rahito to do more stuff. We need Rahito to get a win. He's going to get a win before the end of Omega. I'm calling it here. But there's not really much beyond that besides Kuroki instantly knocking out Falcon and saying he's really not a person worth killing, so he shouldn't be reckless and instead be strong. So, with that, we have Chapter 71. Now, as per usual, whenever a fight starts, we get a 1-week break, presumably for, is it Doraemon? Is that his name? Doraemon? Yeah, Doraemon. Or Doromian. For him to do all of the art, I presume, or just for him to get a break. I don't really care either way. It's just good for the authors and the artists to get a break every once in a while. So we'll see what happens 2 weeks from now, how this is going to start off. If we're going with the normal format for the way these usually goes, we're going to get a lot of Muto's backstory, and then probably a little bit of his technique. I do not know a single thing about any martial arts from American Samoa, or wherever he's from. I've only heard about him potentially being Samoan. So I have literally no idea what he's going to do. We know Julius is just like no technique and all strength, basically. And we're going to see what he's been doing that is apparently greater than any technique. Maybe speed or something, or I don't know. Maybe he's going to use, like, kicks. We will see. But, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I do Kengan Omega reviews every week, or in the case of next week, whenever we get a chapter. If you enjoy other series such as Record of Ragnarok, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and Bleach, I do videos on those series as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.